Hello, this is Advocate Niharika, constitutional law expert, and we have media law and digital governance analyst, Tanvi. Welcome to PLN Voices, social media, free speech and judicial accountability. Where should the line be drawn? Every day, court judgments are debated across television, YouTube, X, Instagram, and countless other digital platforms. People analyze judgments, question legal reasoning, and express strong opinions. But an important constitutional question remains. Where does free speech end? And where does contempt of court begin? And joining me today is Tanvi, as we discuss one of the most important debates in India's constitutional democracy.
Hi, I am Tanvi. Freedom of expression is essential to democracy, but so is public confidence in the justice system. Finding the right balance is the challenge.
Why this debate matters? Tanvi, today almost every major judgment trends online within minutes. Has social media changed the relationship between courts and the public?
Absolutely. Years ago, legal discussions were largely confined to courtrooms, newspapers, and legal journals. Today, anyone with a smartphone can discuss a judgment. That's positive because it promotes legal awareness. But it also creates risks when opinions are based on incomplete facts, misinformation, or personal attacks rather than legal analysis.
So access to legal information has expanded, but so has the responsibility that comes with it. Free speech and fair criticism. Many people wonder whether criticizing a court judgment is itself illegal.
Not at all. The Constitution protects freedom of speech under Article 19(1)(a). Courts have consistently recognized that reasoned criticism of judicial decisions is part of healthy constitutional discourse. People may disagree with judgments, analyze legal reasoning, and debate constitutional interpretation. The important distinction is that criticism should focus on the decision and legal principles, not personal attacks or unfounded allegations against judges.
So informed disagreement strengthens democracy, while misinformation weakens public confidence. The role of responsible journalism. Journalists and legal content creators also play an important role in shaping public understanding. What standards should they follow?
Responsible reporting begins with accuracy. Before commenting on a judgment, read the actual judgment, not just headlines. Distinguish facts from opinion. Avoid sensationalism. Explain legal reasoning in context, clearly identify when a matter is still pending before the courts. Responsible journalism builds trust by helping the public understand complex legal issues without distorting them.
That's especially important because the millions of people form their opinions based on news reports and digital content. Contempt and the digital age. How should people approach discussions about contempt of court on social media?
The law of contempt exists to protect the administration of justice, not to shield judges from every criticism. In the digital era, the same principles apply whether comments are made in newspapers, television debates, podcasts, or social media posts. Citizens should feel free to discuss legal issues responsibly, but should avoid publishing false information, interfering with pending proceedings, or making statements that could undermine the fair administration of justice.
So the real question isn't whether people can speak. It's how we exercise that freedom responsibly. Democracy flourishes when institutions remain open to scrutiny and citizens remain informed. Freedom of speech and judicial independence are not competing values. They complement each other when exercised responsibly.
Responsible public discourse strengthens both constitutional democracy and public confidence in the justice system. The goal is not to silence debate, but to encourage informed and respectful discussion.
Thank you for joining us on PLN Voices.
Stay informed, stay responsible, and join us next week for another important legal conversation.